Hi, so part 12 of how to use a dictionary. If you've not seen the previous parts, then you should go to my playlist on how to use a dictionary in my bio, because I'm doing it completely in sequence, step by step. So if you miss a step, you'll have missed the point. So right now we're going to look at the next function of a word, which in this case is the adverb. So we looked at verbs in the last two parts, including transitive and intransitive verb. And now we're looking at adverb. And adverb is just from the Latin verb verbum, which means a word, and ad, which means to. So just added to the word here. Okay. Now, an adverb is very simple. It's a word that describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So how does that work? If you go back to just the previous post, I gave some examples. So I'm going to give it to you again now. So we have a dress, which is a noun, which we've covered already, right? Then we can say a pretty dress. So pretty here would be an adjective, which we've covered. It's describing something about the dress. It's a pretty dress. Next, I could say a very pretty dress. Now, very here is describing pretty. It's telling you more about pretty. It's saying it's very pretty. So this is describing the adjective, and that's an adverb. So an adverb is a word which is either going to describe another verb or an adjective or another adverb. So I'm going to give you an example now of the other way. She sings, right? That's a verb. She sings. Singing is a verb. She sings. Now I could say she sings well. So well now is describing how she sings. It's telling you more information about the singing or how the singing is happening. It's going well. So she sings well. And I could say, so that's an adverb. And then I could say, she sings very well. I mean, it can be, there are a huge amount of adverbs, by the way. I'm just using a simple one, very here. So very well is now describing further the adverb well, right? She sings very well. So we've got two adverbs here. So that one here, the adverb's describing the verb. And now we have two adverbs, this one describing this one, and this one's describing this one. So it's all used as descriptive words for something particular. Now, in the English language, let's take the example of beautiful. So beautiful is an adjective. She has a beautiful face. But you could say she sings beautifully. So usually in English, in the English language, many adverbs, not all adverbs, many adverbs have got ly at the end. So careful, carefully. Slow, slowly. Rapid, rapidly. So you have the adjective and then you have the adverb, right? Let's take a rapid walk outside. So rapid is describing the walk. And if I say he walked rapidly, now what it's saying, it's talking about how he's walking, the action. You see the difference? Let's have a rapid walk. That is describing walk as a noun, the action of walking outside. Yeah. Let's say careful. A careful study of the animals. So careful here is describing more, and it's modifying study. It's giving more information about study. It's a careful study of the animals. And then I could say, oh, watch out, walk carefully among the animals. Now, carefully is describing and is explaining more about the walking. So I hope that makes sense. And then we're going to get onto the next function in the next part. But let me show you now how the adverb looks in a dictionary. All right, now let me show you the adverb and how that's shown in a dictionary. Now, if we look at the word careful, which I've just given as an example, careful is an adjective. And at the bottom of the entry here, it says carefully adverb. Now, you will find that the words, the adjectives, which normally and very easily change into an adverb with ly at the end, like careful, carefully, beautiful, beautifully, usually it will just be added at the end and it will say adverb. There may not be a separate entry in the dictionary. Some dictionaries will have a separate entry just for carefully, but in many dictionaries, they will just put it at the end and say it's an adverb, and you use it that way. But that tells you how to use the word. You must use it to describe verbs or other adverbs or adjectives. But let's have a look. Well, I used the example well, didn't I? She sings well. Well, this is a little bit different, you see, because well doesn't finish with li. So well here, look at it, it says adverb. And it gives you the very particular definitions in a way that is pleasing, wanted, good, right. The work is going well. Treat him well. She sings well, which is what example I was giving you here. And then you have other meanings, right? Loads of other meanings. And did you know, look at that. Well, look at how many meanings it has. Isn't it amazing? With certainty, you know very well why it was done. To a large degree, much, they are well tanned. With good reason, you may well ask for a raise. In comfort and plenty, they live well. So this is just an example of how many meanings any of these words can have. We use the word well every day. It has many meanings. So this is an example of how you will find it in the dictionary. And ADV here, adverb, is the same in all dictionaries, the same abbreviation.